And just to continue for a moment, last hour's discussion, if you don't think, and I think most of you understand this, that Vladimir Putin and Russia, and remember, Putin I do not believe is his own man. I never have. He's entirely tied into oligarchs, have huge money and influence in that country that you never hear about here. I don't believe for a second that we're going to solve this in a good way. It's going to be difficult. And if you don't think that Putin and the Russian people don't look at Donald Trump as being behind, right now, and Biden before him, behind this war, you're not thinking. Because they know that without American dollars, billions upon billions, 350 billion, add in the amount that we're giving to the Zionist state of Israel, it's probably 450 billion now, maybe more. If you don't think the Russian people know that, you're not thinking again. They do. They understand that. It's the U.S. that is behind all of the evil that is being unleashed on the Middle East, especially Gaza and now the West Bank, where a lot of the attention has been focused. The Russian people know. The Russian government knows. This is the problem here. It's not Ukraine. Ukraine is entirely being held up with our money and money from Europe as well. So anyway, all right. Now, things are not good out there. Evil has arisen on this planet over a long period of time to now occupy, I think, the number one seat of power on planet Earth. It's evil. Evil. It's not to say the people are all evil. It's to say their controllers are all essentially evil. If they're not organized evil, they're individually driven by greed and ego and avarice and all the rest of it to dominate. That's what they're all about. That's not good. So we've got real trouble on this planet, and it extends all the way down. The quality of individuals now is very sketchy, and I think many of you understand that. Whether they're injected or not, the quality of people is not what it was, and if they're injected, it's worse. All right, enough of that. Evil is everywhere, and my friend, your friend, David Oates, the discoverer of reverse speech, one of the great discoveries of our age, quite frankly, has recently, we're not going to name any names here, at least I'm not, been the victim of a monumentally sleazy, vile, evil attempt to destroy reverse speech. Now, some of you are saying, what? And that's the way you ought to react to this. But I'll stop there, and we're going to let David go slowly through the story. We're not going to mention any names. But I did submit to him today that this sounds to me like an internationally organized effort showing up through one or two individuals at the bottom level to stop reverse speech from continuing to do what it does so well, and that's expose the truth about people's behaviors and what they say to not only themselves, if they're interested, but to the world. David, welcome back.
Thank you,
goes
Jeff.
it? Yeah.
Oh, so I'm doing all right. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I've got a book coming out this week on Friday, my latest book, probably the strongest book I've written yet, Pulling No Punches. It's called Every Secret Hidden, and it pulls no punches, basically, about the evil and the corruption in politics and religion and the New Age so I've talked about this book. Well, I talk about my books with you all the time anyway. But this book should be out on Amazon by Friday with a little bit of luck. Fingers crossed. At least that's what I'm anticipating at this stage. So there you go. So,
got it.
So yeah. So this, look, I'm no stranger to people trying to take over reverse speech. It's happened to me so many times over the years. Oh my! I remember a crowd came out back in 92, 93 called Mirror Talk, and they bought ads. I don't know, they must have spent tens of thousands of dollars, bought these big full-color adverts in all the alternate magazines and advertising their brand, and they went out of business. And then, there's been so many of them. Anyway, this latest one, particularly nasty, particularly devious, particularly calculating.
I'd say demonic, satanic in its evil machinations, its sophistication, its shrewdness, its ruthlessness on top of everything else. Ruthlessness in its planning. This is not good.
Well, demonic is actually correct, because I've got this individual's reversals. I can't publish them because I'm under I don't, it's a client confidentiality thing. No matter what she's done, I've still got to follow what I follow, but I've got them. And the demonic and satanic is a very accurate description. Okay, so this is what happens. I get this invitation a couple of years ago to lecture at this national convention. Okay, and so I go, oh, great, wonderful. I always like to go out.
I remember when you went to do it. I do.
Yeah. It was, I thought, oh, great. Excellent,
we've talked about it a bit. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, lecture in Australia. Spread the word around. So I actually drove there. Actually, took a cartload of all my books. Piled up my car and drove and gave this lecture. And the organisers absolutely loved it. And the particular organiser who runs the whole show was so impressed by it. She wanted to take training and learn all about reverse speech, which I thought, that's a pretty cool thing. And of course, this should have been my first warning. She taught me into giving her the class for free. And she said, well, look, I've got all these contacts all over the world. I can send you dozens of students. So give it to me for free. So I thought,
okay. So somebody shows up basically out of kind of nowhere and asks you to speak at a national conference in Australia and is overly helpful, helping you drive, get your materials there and all the rest of it, setting it up. You got to think this is one of my new best friends. This is a great thing. I really appreciate it. You would, anybody would. Okay? So then the person says, I want to take your class. Now, I know a lot of people, David. I don't have the money for the class, so can I take it for free? And you'll get it back through contacts that I have that I'm going to spread this around to, et cetera, et cetera. And you did. You said, okay, I'll give you the class free. And you did that. And that's not an unusual thing to do. It seems a logical thing to do because of the promises made. All right?
Yeah, it's not an uncommon thing. No, other people do it too. But that's okay. And then as you know, I'm having trouble with my website. I've had a bad series of webmasters. So this lady says, well, David, look, let me build you a whole new website for you. I can do it for you. I'll do it for you cheap, because that should have been my second warning, because I'm paying her to do a website when she's got a class for free. So money changes hands, and she starts building this website for me. Then she wants to send out marketing emails to my mailing list. So I go and say, all right, that sounds like a good idea. I'm not a good marketer. I don't know how to do this. I mean, I've never marketed myself. I'm not a good marketer. I really don't know how to do this. So I think, this sounds like a good idea. So I give access to a mailing list.
Now let me say something. Hold on. David has spent over 35 years putting together a mailing list. These are people that he's come into contact with, who have taken his courses, who have read his books, who have listened to him on radio for decades. These are very, very top-level good people as far as having a mailing list, at least. This is very vital to any successful business in the age of the Internet. And I want to back up just a bit. Anybody out there in the business of, some of you may not like this, but I have never met a web designer who is not essentially either incompetent and or a crook and rip people off for more money than they're worth under any circumstance. I have seen this over and over and over again. So anyway, so David trusts this person with his mailing list, okay, to do a mass mailer. It sounds good. That's what is commonly done now. Okay, go ahead with that. I want to make sure everybody understands. Go ahead.
In the meantime, she's doing the class, but there's a little subplot going on, okay?
She's taking the class, and you're paying her to build you a new website. Wow.
Well, we come to a little issue of course contracts. She wanted to. I have course contracts that everyone signs. Okay, it's not just contracts; it's codes of ethics, and I read out a statement of intellectual property rights to my students.
Sure.
I own this technology, and she says, "Well, I want my lawyer to look at it first." Okay, yeah, well, that's a fair enough request. Okay, so I get your lawyer to look at it. A week goes by. Excuse me, where's my contract? Another week goes by, where's my contract? So, in the meantime, classes are going on, and I'm marking, she's submitting homework, I'm marking it, I'm giving it back to her. It's average. I wouldn't say it was great, average, sort of, kind of, I don't know. Anyway, we start to. I get through. I think about 4 classes. I still don't have any contracts, and I'm starting to get to the serious stuff. I'm starting to get to old tradition metaphors, and I'm getting into how this stuff starts to organise, control behaviour and personality. And I'm thinking, look, I don't want to teach this stuff without a course contract, and so I send out an email and I suspend class until I got my course contract. Oh, man, this woman went ballistic over the phone. Oh, she rang me up. Oh, you would not believe the threats and the vile and the hatred that was spitting out of her voice.
Uh-huh.
And then we hung up. She says, I'm pulling out of class. I'm not doing it anymore. So she leaves.
So she didn't say anything about the contract. She says, I'm quitting. How dare you suspend class because I haven't given you my contract? Because you need to protect yourself, right? That's what the contract is for. So she didn't see that. Obviously, there's something wrong. I don't know when the lights came on, but that's not, no.
Well, that's when the lights came on. I'll tell you when the lights came on. The lights came on when a couple of days later, not this book, another book before this comes out, and I'm going to send an email out to all my clients. Okay, so I go into my email program, and it's blocked by her phone number. She's the contact number on my MailChimp. A MailChimp hold all my email.
Oh my!
I go, what? So anyway,
she had maneuvered herself into your trust and is building you a new website. So she naturally has access to everything. Naturally.
And story short, I get into my email program, finally, my email list,
right,
and it's all been deleted. The whole thing's gone. The whole thing's deleted.
She erased your entire mailing list that you put together over 30 years.
For 30 years. It's all gone. And then the next day, she takes down the whole website that I paid for her to build. Whole website's gone, deleted, everything's gone. I emailed her, said, what have you done? She simply said back, I've deleted it, don't contact me again. And that was the email, and then a month later, lo and behold, she comes out with this brand new, wonderful, amazing technology. They've got a software program that they sell for $9.97. I saw mine for $99, by the way. I won't tell the name that she's called her. I don't want to give her undue publicity. But she's come out with an absolute carbon copy. Oh, well, it's reverse speech marked under a different name. She's posted some of her reversals.
She just changed the name and has stolen the intellectual property called reverse speech and relabeled it.
It's plagiarized. All this stuff is plagiarized from my training manual and websites. She credits the discovery to Thomas Edison, which she got from one of my books, actually, where I say Thomas Edison, yes, he played phonograph records backwards and found it melodious. And that was all the mention of it. So she twisted it around like he discovered reverse speech. And my name's not mentioned. And so there you go. And so another sleazeball has...
David, you know what I think? I don't think we can discount the possibility that there are higher powers involved with this kind of a slick operation. That's too slick.
It's slick. It was really slick. I got done like a dinner. Yeah, I did.
I don't think we can discount that this may be some international power involved with this. It just sounds it's too easy. It's too it's too easy. Nothing was. Yeah.
I've lost my whole list. It's all gone. And the website she was building, all gone. I've since got a new webmaster who's done a very nice job on my new front page. If anyone hasn't gone to look at it, have a look at it.
Right, that's reversespeech.com.
Reversespeech.com. But this is just another. There's been so many of these over the years, Jeff. I mean, so many of them. I remember a chap in Texas. What was his name? He's dead now, so his name's not important. He started up something called Reversed Speech. Reverse with a D.
Yeah.
And he was predicting nuclear bombs on Houston. You probably remember this, and I had to issue a couple of press releases about it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I do. I remember.
Yeah, so there was one of them, and then there was another guy who called himself, I can't even remember the name now, Protonesis or something, and he went on national TV predicting the winner of some game show based on reverse speech. Of course, he got it wrong. Uh-huh. And all these people, they just, I don't know. People must be really envious of me and my word. That's the only thing I can think of.
When I mention international power, your work is, reverse speech is dangerous at this point in time. It always has been. No secrets anymore.
Yeah. No, there are no secrets anymore. No, there are no ones. And look, I make a very bold statement in this book that comes out on Friday. I spent a whole chapter on it saying reverse speech is the fulfillment of biblical prophecy. It's one of the last things that have to happen before the end times come, is the secrets of the heart be revealed. And there's 24 references to it in the New Testament. And I quote it all in the latest book. I mean, look, I've been around for 41 years. I've been shouting this from the rooftop for 41 years. I mean, gee whiz, when are people going to get it? That what this technology is and what it does and what it reveals. It's the heart. It's the heart, it's the soul, it's who we really are at all levels.
Right.
And what it paints about society is a very bleak, nasty picture. It really is. Right. And they're releasing the JFK files this week, or today, if they all come out. Apparently 80,000 files being released. I thought we should revisit the JFK assassination again at some stage, seeing they've come out.
Yeah. All right, well, the point is, this theft of reverse speech, if you come across it, you'll recognize it right away. There's no mystery about it. So obviously it has not been created with David's blessing or his permission to use anything to do with reverse speech at all, no matter what you call it. Doesn't matter, that game. It's wrong. And we'll see.
And this is what's wrong with the whole alternate community. There's so many sharks out there. There's sharks and convicts.
Evil
delusional people. And this whole movement's all about light and truth. Is full of demons and devils and I mean, that's what my research has shown. And the church that I used to love, I say used to deliberately, I used to love with a passion, has just been revealed to me as this demonic entity. What's the word?
Yeah.
I
think you should take 2 months off, David, and go on a long drive, a trip.
I think I might do that. I feel like that. I am really looking forward to my vacation, I tell you. I've been planning this for a couple of years. So, leave this weekend.
Well, it's a very unpleasant world in many ways, and it's not getting any better. The more people are controlled, the more they're deceived, the more they are mentally reduced in their capabilities to think, to process information, and come up with what I call wisdom, which is the ultimate that you're supposed to come up with after you've been through a lot of data. Come up with wisdom. That isn't happening anymore. Not with 5 hours a day being spent staring at your cell phone, on average. It can't happen. Because reality for those people is no longer their own. So it's getting to be worse out there. And even a better playground for satanic evil. And that's what you've just encountered.
Yeah.
Sad to say.
You have. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have. Yeah, unfortunately, I have. And it's not.
The people with a brain are never going to walk away from the master, from the real deal, real reverse speech. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I know. This too shall pass. Another little so-called so-and-sos I can't say on. Yeah. Thinks they know better than me.
Right.
I found a reversal I want to play you. This is from my failed documentary that I spent. I won't even tell you how much money I spent on it, that the guy bailed on me.
I remember.
Yeah. And I found a reversal on this guy.
Was there any semi-final raw cut of this documentary completed?
I got it all. I'm just waiting for someone to come along and volunteer to put it all together for me. I've got all the footage.
So it's still at that stage. All right. If any of you out there are documentary makers who aren't in it for the money, who are in it for art, for expression, for honor, for the truth, for reality, David has all the footage, so to speak. It's not film, it's obviously digital video, but he has all the video for a documentary on himself and reverse speech. It just needs to be edited together, assembled. And that's an art in and of itself. So if you are interested, you can write to me or write to David. I'll get it right to him. And if you're real and you have an honest record in the industry of producing quality material, he'd like to talk to you. This is a whole documentary just waiting to be edited together in final format. So that would be a really big feather in someone's cap out there if they're trying to build a career as a documentary filmmaker. But you've got to have experience. Don't call if you've got no experience at all. And you have to have references.
Yes. Okay? And you have to want to be recorded. Want to play a reversal. This is why the other documentary fell through. This is a little clip of him interviewing you, okay? So it's all his voice, so it's your face that I can see on camera here, but it's his voice, okay? So here he is.
Me?
Interviewing. Yeah, remember the doco who came to your place and interviewed you? You had a team there, remember? About 10 years ago. You don't remember,
came here?
The people who were making my documentary.
Oh. Go ahead. Got it. Yeah, now I figured. I got you.
Yeah. So here he is interviewing you, and it's his voice.
So would you say that reverse speech stands apart from like paranormal research, ESP? Is it something which is it gets grouped in with that stuff, or does it deserve to be grouped in with that stuff?
And backwards he says, "Clever David, you fake."
Is it you fake?
Is it you fake?
He thought I was making the whole thing up. I was pulling a very clever scam.
What does he say in reverse, David? I'm sorry. Is it what? What's he saying?
Clever David, clever, CLEVR David, comma, you fake. Clever David, you fake. In other words, I'm pulling a scam. He thought I'm faking the whole thing.
I got it. Okay. Now I remember that, and I said something like it had nothing to do with paranormal. This is it's a whole separate standalone technology. I should have said something like that, but whatever. Anyway, this guy, I hear the reverse, but I don't hear Clever David, I hear something twice repeated.
Oh, really? I'll play it again. I hate Clever David, you fake, but, okay, here we go.
But does it deserve to be grouped in with that stuff? Is it you fake?
Is it you fake? Is it you fake?
No,
Is it you fake? Is it you fake? That's exactly what I hear. Is it you fake?
Is it you fake?
Is it you fake?
Oh, I can hear the is
Is it you fake?
I can hear what you're hearing. Yeah.
And I think he's thinking this whole thing is a fake. Correct.
That's
so is it his subconscious is actually hesitating. Is it he's speaking twice. Is it you fake?
You fake. Yeah.
So not Jeff, you fake, but talking about reverse speech. Isn't this a fake? I do think is it? I think I've never heard the subconscious stammer before like that. If that's what it is, repeating a word.
It doesn't do it very often, but it does do it occasionally.
That's as clear as I can hear it. And anyway, whatever. It means the same thing.
Means the same thing. That's right. Yeah. So there you go. Let me see. What will I do? I've actually got quite a few things today. Let me look at Trump at the DOJ. He gave a lecture to the DOJ this week. I didn't do all of it. I did about the first half hour or hour. The first.
Am I? I don't remember. I'm on camera here for this interview. The guy.
Yes, you are.
And he's off to the side asking me that's my memory of it. So I'm going to be in this documentary at some point.
At some point.
Yeah.
If
I'm sure. I hope I made a good contribution. I remember.
Yeah, you always do, Jeff. I'm sure you did.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So here it is for anybody out there, again, who is a serious artist, a professional documentary builder, because it's a building process, and an art. You've got a golden opportunity here to really make some noise. This could be nominated for a lot of different things if it's done right. Go ahead, David.
All right. So here's Trump at the Department of Justice this week. So here is the first reversal.
Brought down the mafia, hunted down the killers, kingpins, and spies, tracked down terrorists and traitors, and tore down corrupt political machines all across America.
A crime assault the law's niche. A crime assault the law's niche. Interesting wording.
A crime assault the law's niche.
Right.
A crime assault the law's niche.
Clear as day.
A crime assault the law's niche.
After assault, it's the law's niche.
Correct. Yeah, did I say
the law's niche? Yeah, I think you did. The law's crime assaults the law's niche. All right, that's an unusual construction.
Yeah, it is unusual construction. So he's pushing him out. It's just said it the same way, a little bit cryptically. Okay.
Right.
And then here's another one. It's also a little bit cryptic too. This one. That's interesting.
There's also a lot of things to solve, a lot of problems to solve. But that's going to put you in the upper tier and maybe the top tier, and I believe that's going to happen. So proud of the people in this room.
Bad dogs that feed the battery.
Bad dogs that feed the battery.
A field.
Bad dogs that feed the battery.
Bad dogs that feed the battery.
Bad dogs that fuel the battery. I say the bad dogs are the illegal immigrants he's going after, the gang members, and the battery could be just the sheer force of the weight of the law or the power of the law. So,
battery meaning it would be a euphemism for power. I think you're right. You feel a battery, feel the power.
The power.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I interpreted it when I found it. Anyway. So. All right, here's the next one. Let's have a look.
There's a new phenomena that is taking place with these violent, vicious lawyers that we have all over. They play the ref. You know what playing the ref is like?
Give the lousy loop.
If no lousy loop.
If no lousy loop. There's no else either.
Huh, what means by that? Let me listen to it again. Hang on.
That's odd.
Let me listen to the folds again.
There's a new phenomena that is taking place with these violent, vicious lawyers that we have all over. They play the ref. You know what playing the ref is like?
I don't know what playing the rough means. Give the lousy loot.
There's no else either.
There's no else either. There's no else either.
Doesn't sound good. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
No.
All right.
Got me on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I'm going to skip past a couple of metaphors here. We'll go back to them if we've got time, but let's just look at the straightforward ones.
And how do you stop it if you're a judge? Because you want to go home, you have a family, you have children, and the New York Times will write whatever these people say.
See the battle errors.
See the battle errors.
See the battle errors. See the battle errors.
Well, yeah, that's all. Yeah, well, you're talking about the fight, I guess.
Right,
So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, incidentally, maybe next week, I did a recording on someone talking about all his concerns about Donald Trump. And I got a completely different set of reversals about Trump. Not the good ones I'm playing here, but some rather nasty ones. So we will get to that, maybe not today, but we'll get to that maybe next week.
And this will happen while you're on your 2-month vacation.
That's right. That's the safest place
That'll
to
be
do
fun.
it.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so here's one that's a mirror image reversal, where it says the same thing backwards as it does forwards. Here's forwards.
They don't want it. There's not much they can do about it.
And where it says they don't want it, backwards it says they don't want it.
They don't want it.
They don't want it. They don't want it.
So here's the forwards.
They don't want it.
And here's the backwards.
They don't want it. They don't want it.
Called them mirror image reversals. They're amazing when you find them. So
They are. That is remarkable.
yeah, pretty cool. All right, here you have another one here.
Anything I've seen, I mean, it was amazing because they were hitting her so hard. It was so sad to watch this.
The show with their source.
Show with their source.
The show was their source. The show was their source.
Don't know.
The show with their source.
Don't
The
know.
show with their.
Don't know.
I don't know.
No, I don't know
That's
either.
really off the wall.
Yeah, it is rather. All right, I'll play this one and then we'll move on to something different. One more.
I have great respect, by the way, for what Schumer did today. He went out and he said that we're going to have to vote with the Republicans because it's the right thing to do. I couldn't believe what I heard. But, I think he's going to get some credit for it. I think. Let's see what happens tonight with the big vote as it comes.
The battle wisdom.
The battle wisdom.
The battle wisdom. The battle wisdom.
Yeah, he shows some wisdom. Well, Trump believes he showed wisdom in avoiding a government shut.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's look at something completely different. I've been pretty busy. I've got lots of rehearsals this week, which means we'll have plenty for next week too. I wondered, yeah. Okay, so we did Jimi Hendrix a couple of weeks ago, last week. So now we're going to look at someone, Janis Joplin. Okay, so
Okay.
and I have Jim Morrison open in my reverse speech software to look at him too at some stage. So okay. So here's Janis Joplin in an off-stage interview.
It's just an old-time 12-bar blues, the kind that Bessie Smith, everybody used to sing. I swear, that's what it reminds me of.
And here she says, "Fame's numb."
Fame's now.
Fame's now. Fame's now.
Fame
Funny.
numb. Yeah, I guess it would be too.
Yeah.
And then she says this.
That's sort of like when it said that was the word reversion, of style. Like you can tell like that. I don't see like that anymore.
My answer's money.
My answer's money.
My answer's money. My answer's money.
Yeah, well.
That's really
Fame.
amazing. And another example of the subconscious speaking as if it were talking in forward speech on its own. My answer,
right.
She didn't say my answer is money. You said my answer is money. My answer, apostrophe S. My answer is money. That's the subconscious talking in a very colloquial, common way.
Yeah,
that's very interesting. It's not formalized. It's relaxed.
Yeah, well, these are all sort of pretty matter-of-fact reversals, and they paint a very sad picture, actually, like this one particularly. Like, fame's my answer's money, then she says this.
Well, the older people don't come back and talk to me, so I'm not really aware. I don't even know whether they come and see me or not.
Our name is Muck.
Our name is Muck. Our name is Muck.
Our name is Muck.
In other words, low self-esteem, beating herself up, all that type of stuff. And
Muck, it could be almost. I almost hear smut. Same thing.
Oh, yeah, well, it'd be the same thing. Yeah. This one here, I think, is a premonition of her death.
I don't know. Well, sure, I'm going to work on that. I also want to work on Roadrunner by Junior Walker. I mean, I like rock tunes too. I don't know. Well, I'm just going to keep.
We can exit now.
Ich will exit now. Ich will exit now.
Wow.
Ich will exit now.
Yeah, well, that's sad. Yeah. And then she says this.
But I sang more open, like Turtle Blues, easy, open, because you can sing like that. I sang with an acoustic, with a guitar player. You can sing like that, but when you sing in front of...
The bad, they'll miss me.
The bad, they'll miss me.
Wow.
The bad, they'll miss me.
The bad, they'll miss me.
The subconscious knew she was headed to an early end, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Didn't find that in Jimi Hendrix reversals, so that was interesting. But I did find it on her, and here we have. I've got a couple more.
So my songs sort of sound the same after a while. They're all about people's insides.
A home attacked me.
Home attacked me. Home attacked me. Home attacked me.
Yeah, she had a pretty rough childhood. I don't know the full details.
Home attacked me. Home attacked me. Well, yeah.
Yeah. And then she says, I must have shadows.
I've been quoted, I was quoted time just last week saying it. It's what it was. I think it's about, what did I say? Something about, even a housewife in Nebraska can sing the blues. I mean, anybody can sing the blues because...
I must have shadows.
I must have shadows. I must have shadows.
I must have shadows.
I think she had a lot of shadows. And I'll just play two more. I've got a few more, but here's one.
Well, you don't know whether they can sing or not, but they can feel them. And all you got to do is have the throat. And, like the throat's the difference. Everybody's got feelings inside of them. It's just the faculty.
I did acid relief. I do it.
I'm
sure
That's
she did.
pretty funny. Yeah.
That's pretty 60s. We found that on Jimi Hendrix too, didn't we? If I remember correctly.
Something similar to that.
Yeah, if I remember correctly.
Well, that was the peak of the whole acid culture thing. Back then.
Late 60s. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was Haight Ashbury and Timothy Leary and the whole crowd, Yeah. Here I'll play one more. Here we go.
Well, I think that's it. That's very good you brought that up because no one ever brought that up before. I think it's a really valid point. Like most chick singers.
Off the live music.
Off the live music. Off the live music.
Off the live music.
Yeah, well, I know she does a lot. She used to do a lot of live music. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Where shall I go to now? Okay. I had someone send me a contract tape to do reversals on. He's a Christian type guy, I guess. He kept on saying Jesus is king, and he's giving predictions on the stock market and stuff like that. So my client sent me this tape wanting my opinion on the guy. So I'm going to play the first reversal. I'll tell you what it says, and then I'll tell you something really interesting after I found it. So here's the first reversal.
What you need to be aware of, how you and your family should prepare, and in addition to that, we're going to get a little bit of a quick workout in towards the end of this video. So it is a weird day today.
And he says, island shit in it.
Island shit in it. Island shit in it.
Island shit in it.
I go, what on earth does that mean? Island shit in it. And then anyway, in the very next frame of the video, his singer's called the Island Project. So island shit in it. Island Project, it means he's telling a load of rubbish. It's just hype. And he kept on saying throughout, I'm not going to play all these reversals, I'll just play the last one. He kept on saying throughout the reversal, Jesus is king, hallelujah, Jesus is king. And I'm rolling my eyes. And then I heard this last reversal, and then I just said, yep, that's typical.
Get other countries worldwide to refinance our debt in 100-year long-dated bonds. If he is unable to devalue the dollar, as he's attempting to do, unable to get rates lower on the 10-year, which he's been so far successful.
Satan, stop a dead mole.
Satan, stop a dead mole.
Satan, stop a dead mole. Satan, stop a dead mole.
I don't know what I mean, dead mole, but he's calling on Satan to do his bidding is basically what he's doing.
Right.
If you ever hear someone say Jesus is king, be very wary, very wary. Honestly, if people could hear all the stuff I've got in my phone, well, a lot of them do. I play a lot of them on your show. Mm-hmm. What sort of feedback do you get? What do people think about all these dark, evil reversals that we find on politicians and celebrities?
Well, I think many of this audience would not be surprised. I don't think it would be coming to them as a shock, rather than more like confirmation.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's been a shock for me. It's been a real. When I first started Reverse Speech, I was just a typical, average, everyday, naive Aussie. Still am, actually. But oh boy, if anyone had told me the strife I would get myself into over the years.
You wouldn't have done it any other way. Come on.
I know, I wouldn't have believed him, but I would have still done it. I would have still done it. Right. It's been an interesting road, it certainly has. And you've been with me for a lot of the road. I mean, we started doing our shows in 96, I believe. So, or was it 97, 96? Yeah.
96, I believe, is correct.
Yeah,
I started this in May of 94.
Right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, there we go. So I was one of your first guests. How about that, eh?
You were. Right. No, I was as amazed then as I am now. Same thing.
Yeah, let me give you a bit of prelude. We got a bit of time. Okay. Let me play you some of these reversals that my guy who wanted some of the dark reversals about Trump. Okay, so here we go. Now, these aren't prepared. They're straight off. They're raw, straight off the transcript. Okay, so they're not at 3 speeds. They're just he's talking about he's talking for us about Trump. Let's just play it.
I can see why Jeff's so concerned about where things are headed.
He's talking about you, by the way. Okay, he's listened to your he listened to your show.
I can see why Jeff's so concerned about where things are headed. And a lot of what we've talked about recently complements a lot of the comments that he was addressing, where, in many respects...
Hang on, keep on going. Sorry.
In many respects, Trump really is a Trojan horse.
And here's his reversal about Trump. The mark of that Allah, man will blank. The four-letter word. The mark of that Allah, man will blank. There it is. That's what it's saying. He will bring in the mark of the beast, the mark of Allah. That's God the judge, the vengeful one, and the man cause us great harm. That's basically what the verse. Could you hear that amongst the gibberish? Okay.
Yeah. No, it was clear.
Yeah. I'll play it again for those who missed it. The mark of that Allah, man will blank. Yeah. See, that's how
man will. David, I think it's man will suck. Is what it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that'll be means the same thing. Hang on, I'll play it again. Oh yeah, it could be that too. Yeah, I could hear it either way. Let me find some. Oh yeah, here he is talking about Trump negating Christianity. Where are we? 329.
Now, for those of you who knew, you heard in that last reversal some gibberish, and then the reversal popped up clear as a day.
Yep. Yeah, and that's exactly how this occurs. So here's another one forwards.
Bias, but he's setting the stage for the implementation of Noahide laws on a global scale.
Of what laws?
Which completely negates the Christian perspective.
What laws?
Noahide.
What's that? You know, I'd never heard of them. I had to go and look it up. The original laws given to Noah after the flood. So
Noahide laws. Not what we want. No.
Yeah, never heard of them. And he says backwards, began your bullshit. Oh, yeah, there it is, right there. You got that there? That's fairly obvious, although my voice is over the top of it. Let me have a look. Okay, here's another one about Trump being a Trojan horse. Oh, this is funny because he wanted me to play these on your show, and I think this reversal verifies that. So here's the forwards.
Seems great, and then as soon as you get there, it's like, whoa, this isn't where I thought I was going.
Right.
Well, that's Trump being a Trojan horse.
So what if... And backwards, you post that slur.
You post that slur.
Yeah, there we go.
That's Trump being post that slur.
Yeah, I'll post it. That way, I'll get a video made out of it.
Yeah.
So this is Trump from another perspective, and here he is talking about Trump being a Trojan horse again. Where are we? So folks, I play both sides of the story. Okay, whatever I find, I play.
Right. Materialism by far is the greatest religion on this planet right now, not Christianity.
Yeah, well, I would agree with that. Well, the Christianity that we have is Christianity. Yeah. He crushed the Sabbath now. Oh, my voice is at the top of that, and that's hard to hear. He crushed the Sabbath now. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, here's a nice, easy one. Here's the forwards.
Materialism. You just have to somehow ignore it, which is challenging because
stuck in his lies.
Which is challenging because
yeah, that's not a clear lie. Anyway, there you go. There's a few reversals on the other side of Trump.
All right, now let's see what comes of this gross theft of your intellectual property. Let's see what happens.
We will indeed.
Yeah. In the meantime, you need to put this a bit aside. And when are you departing on your journey? When are you going to go?
Well, I'm actually leaving Monday morning. Monday morning. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right. David will be with us each week. He's taking time to be with us on Fridays during his vacation, and he'll be reporting as he goes. Maybe you can shoot some videos of wherever you are on the day that you stop.
I will do that for you.
Okay. Fun. David, have a wonderful trip. We'll be in touch. I'm here if you need anything.
Okay. All right. See you later, mate.
Okay. Good night. David Oates and the remarkable world of reverse speech.